Hi and welcome to this DCP web tutorial. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a calendar using Microsoft Word. So let's go ahead and open up Microsoft Word. And the first thing we'll do is click on blank document. Let's save our work, so let's go to File, Save As. We'll go to this PC and like usual we'll just go and save our work first before we start. So it's got a blank document here. I'm just going to overwrite it but give your one a sensible file name. Click the save and now we've just got this blank document to work from. Okay, so the next thing to do is sort out the paper size and the margins. So make sure you go to layout over here, layout, and inside the layout tab go to size and make sure A4 is selected, and then go to margins and set it to narrow here. Okay, so it would be nice if there was a picture at the beginning and then we have January, February, then on the second page we'll have March and April and so forth. So I want a nice little picture to put inside the calendar. So I'm going to minimize this and open up the web browser, and I want to download some pictures. So let's go to this website called Unsplash, and I'm going to download this picture here of this sort of coffee cup. Let's download this one, and I'm going to download a few others as well. What I'll do is I'll put links to all of the images I'm downloading in the YouTube description, or you can go ahead and download any pictures from Unsplash that you like as well. So I'm going to take 4 different images, and you can pick whatever pictures you want. My advice is go for ones that are landscape style, right? Because they're going to fit better in the calendar. They'll fit better there. So let's drag this to the side and we'll open up this folder. And inside this folder I've created a new folder. Let's just create that again. Let's create a new folder called images, and we'll just drag and drop all 4 of these pictures into this this folder. So we've got 4 pictures here. Now the problem we have at the moment, so if you're on Unsplash, if you want to download a different picture, just go to the home page and type in whatever you want. You can type in, I don't know, wildlife, something like this, and then you can get loads of pictures of wildlife if that's what you're looking for. It's anything that you want. You could type in summer, for example. You can get loads of pictures related to summer. You can download those and use those. So it depends on what you want to theme your calendar. So I'm using like wintry type pictures for January, February, March, and then April will be like springtime, so then it will be more of a spring type picture. So let's label these, rename them. So I'm just going to rename this first one. So I'll just click on it, call it 01, call this one 02, call this one 03. Maybe we'll do this one as, let's just undo that. I'm going to call this one 03. And this one will be 02, and this one will be 04. So I'm just labeling them. So this will be January, February, March, April, like this sort of sequence. And the problem at the moment is, number one, these images are very large file sizes. Let's just check what size they are. They're like 4 megabytes, in between like half a meg to 4 meg. So we just want to run some compression on them. We want to resize them slightly. So it's worth doing this now. It will reduce the file size of our artwork as well. So I'm going to use GIMP to do that. So GIMP is free image editing software. You can download this for free for Mac, Windows, Linux. I'll put a link in the YouTube description. Let's make a quick note. And you can download this for Mac, Windows, and Linux, and you can download this software to follow this part of the tutorial. We just want to resize the image. So I'm going to go to File, New, and I'm going to set it to 1920 wide, but the height I want to set it to something like 800. I don't want it to be full resolution height. So 1920 by 800. I'm going to click Advanced and then set this to 72 dpi. We're not going to print this artwork. We're just going to create a PDF maybe or something like this. And then in the fill width, I'm going to set it to transparency and click OK. So I've got this blank canvas. I'm going to hold down the Control key and use my mouse wheel to zoom out so I can see the canvas. And then I'm going to go back to the folder. I'm going to drag the first picture, 01, into the canvas. So when I drag that in, I'm going to hold down the Control key and use the mouse wheel to zoom right out. This yellow dot represents the actual size of the picture. Right, so it's quite large, and what we want to do is reduce the opacity. So this bar here is the opacity. I'm going to set it to 54, 55, around that sort of number, around 50%. So I can see the checkered box in the background that represents the canvas size. I'll click on the scale tool and then click on this image here, and I'm going to scale it down, scale it right down, and then I'll hold down the control key and use the mouse wheel to zoom in and just scale it down. I can click on this middle box. Let's scale it up a little bit, and I want to just bring this image down a little bit, like around here. This should be like a pretty good position. I'll click scale here and then set the opacity all the way back up to 100. So that's what the image will look like. Let's go to File, Save As, and I'll go back to my desktop. Let's go to this folder, and then we're inside the images folder. So inside this images folder, in fact, we want to export. So go to File, Export As, not Save As, Export As. And we'll go back to my desktop here. And inside images, I'm going to click on the 01 JPEG. But I'm going to rename it, or rename this file up the top here to 01A. So I'm going to keep the original file, but also rename this one and click export. And I want to set the compression down to around 80%, and click export. So I've done one image. We need to repeat that 3 more times. So let's click on this layer here, right click and delete it. We don't need it no more. We'll go back and we'll select 02. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So we'll click on the move tool, click here. And we need to set the opacity so we can see the background, drag it in, and then click scale, set the opacity all the way back up. Now you can see everything quite clearly. And then just, let's just undo that. Let's use the move tool, click the move tool, and then you can adjust the image to where you want it to be. And I think around here is pretty good, something like this. Let's export this, File, Export As, and we'll set this one to 02A. 02A, export, save it, right click here, delete this layer, go back, drag 03, set the opacity down, then use the scale tool, click here, scale the image in to about here, click scale, set the opacity all the way back up, and I think this is pretty good where it is. Maybe we'll move it down slightly, just a little bit, something like this. And then all we need to do is export this file, export as, and we'll set this to 03A, right? Let's export it, save it, then right click here and we'll do the last one, delete this. So you would really need to do this 6 times, right? No, let's see. We need 12 times because you need 12 images. Well, actually, you'll need 6 because one image will be for 2 months on the page. So we need 12 divided by 2 will be 6, so we need 6 in total. But I'm going to show you 4, and you can just repeat this process for the other 2 as well. So let's set the opacity. Let's go to scale, scale this image in to something like this. Let's click scale, set the opacity all the way back up, and then we'll use the control key and the mouse wheel to zoom in. Hold down the middle mouse button so that you can pan the canvas. Click on the move tool, and then you can move this to somewhere like here. I want to see a bit of the sky and then some of the flowers below, right? Maybe a bit up. Actually, around here will be good. Right here. Let's go to File, Export As, and we'll export this as 04A. Export. Export. And then we can close down GIMP. You do another 2 more images, but I'm only going to do a few months. I'm not going to do all of the months. Let's go to the view here. Let's just see what happened. So now we can see we reduced the file sizes from 4 meg down to 98 kilobytes, right? So we reduced the file sizes. This will just help us to save a smaller Microsoft Word file, but also make the PDF a little bit lighter as well. So let's go back to Microsoft Word. We want to insert the image. So let's just open up the folder, go to the image, and 01 here, 01A, we're going to drag that into Microsoft Word. Now we've got a nice header image at the top. We're going to right click on the side of the image and hit the enter key twice. Hit it twice because we want to put a title here and then we want to put a table underneath. So let's go to insert, table, and we know there's 7 days in the month, right? Or 7 days in the week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we want to do 6 probably for, so we want 7 by 6 basically, yeah? 7 by 6 rows like this. This should be correct. We can add more if we need to. 7 by 6. So in the first row, we just want to put the day. So let's just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. You can put the full word there, or you can just use the abbreviations like I've done. Let's go to File, Save, Let's just save our work as we go along. Okay, so let's just click in between the image and the table below. So we're going to left click here and we're going to type in January 2020. So let's select that text, and in the drop down we can select a different font style. You can pick any font style you like. I'm going to use maybe this one here, and then we can use this tool here to increase. You can either click on the drop down and select from here, but I just tend to use this tool here, and we'll make it around 30, let's say 28, and then we're going to center it, center line it. We're going to make it bold. So that's our January 2020. So now we've got the table, and we need to work out what is the first day in January, which would be Wednesday the 1st, right? So in this table, we'll type in, first of all, let's actually select the whole table, and let's center align, in fact, let's highlight all of the rows, and then center align. All right, why are you not working? Let's do the first row first, here. So highlight the first row, and then center it, and then let's type in, let's highlight the bottom rows actually as well and center them as well. Now we can just start on Wednesday. We're just going to type in the numbers, right, for all of the days. So this will take a little bit of time. Let's just do it right. 9, this will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I'm using the arrow key on my keyboard to move to the next cell. That's a little tip for you. January has 31 days, right? So that's the first table done. Let's select this table. So we'll highlight the table and we'll go to our table design. Now with table design, I wouldn't say it's a bug in Microsoft Word, but this table's positioned here. So when you click on the drop down, you can't really see what this is actually covering it, right? So you can click here and just drag up a little bit like this, and then that allows you to see the table underneath. And now you can select which one you like based on color and design. So you can pick any of these. You can create your own custom ones as well, but for now I'd say to make life a little bit easier, we're just going to select one from these options. And I think I want to go for like, maybe, let's see, you could use a different color for each month if you wanted to, right? You can experiment, but I think something like this one here I kind of like, yeah? So I'm going to select that one. And what I want to do first of all is get rid of the bold on the Mondays. Let's go back to the home and let's just highlight this. So left click, highlight these ones and unbold them. I don't think they should be bold. And then I'm going to click on this little option here that highlights the whole table. I'm going to right click and go to table properties. And inside the table properties for the row, I'm going to set a specific height and I'm going to set it to 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter. And then in the cell options, I'm going to set it to centered. And then click OK. So that will just make the table bigger. Now it looks a little bit better, right? Looks better than having it all sort of condensed down. So let's left click on the word January on the left hand side. Hold down the left mouse button and select the whole table and the title above, right? And then press Ctrl C to copy. Go down to the bottom of the table, hit the enter key once and then press Ctrl V to paste. Change January to February. Let's just spell it correctly, February. And now we need to know, we know that Friday the 31st was the last day in January. So Saturday will be the 1st in February. So let's highlight down the side here. So highlight the columns, the rows, and then hit the delete key. Don't hit the backspace, hit the delete key. That will delete all the data. Saturday should be the 1st. So let's just check in our calendar. Make sure we check before we type it all in. February, Saturday the 1st. So I'm just going to do this one quickly. Let's do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I do believe next year we get an extra day. February 29 days, not 28. It's a leap year next year, right? So that's interesting. It'll be a leap year next year. Okay. So we've done January and we've done February, and now we want to create March and April. I'm just going to show you how to do this quite quickly. What we'll do is press Control A. Control A will select everything on this this document. We'll press Control C to copy, and then we'll move down to here, and we'll go to Insert Page Break, and then we've got a new page here. We just press Control V to paste. So now we've got January. We've got basically a copy. We're going to click on the top image, right click, and go to Change Picture from File. And then we'll go back to my desktop and we'll go into this Microsoft Word calendar, images, and we want 02 image, this one 02A, and we'll click insert, and then we'll just switch to that picture. So we've got a different picture now, and then just January, February, we'll change this to March, and then we'll change this one to April. Alright, so now we've got January, February, March, April, then we do May, June, July, August, September, October, and each one will contain two calendars or 2 months on each one, and each at the top here will have a different page, right? So let's look at March quickly. So March would have January, February, March, 31 days. So let's just check that. March has 31 days and the first day is a Sunday. So let's select all of this because I think we might have a little problem here. So let's delete this. First day is a Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we see we get to 29 and then we need another row. So hit the tab key and that will generate a new row. And then we'll do 30 and 31. January, February, March has 31 days. April has 30. So the next day, if you look at the top calendar, Tuesday was the last day. So we automatically know that Wednesday will be the first day in April. So it'll be Wednesday the 1st. And then you just continue adding in the dates here. So I'll do this last one. Let's do 10, 11. Actually, 30 days. Yep, 30 days. And then if we see, automatically it's created a new page. If you don't see that, let's just say that you don't see that. Just go to Insert Page Break and you'll see a new page. You should already have the data in memory, so you can just press Control V. Alright, now we've got 3 pages here. You can see the 3 pages. Let's zoom into this last page. This is the last one. Let's click here, right click, change picture from file, and we'll select 03, insert, April. This will be May. So I think April, really May, we should use the summer picture, right? Because this is tending to get to the hotter months. So let's do right click from file. Let's use this picture here. All right, something a bit more May and then June. So I'm not going to type in the months, the days for the months, but now you should get a good understanding of how to do this. So you've got all of the months here, and each one, really what I would do, I wouldn't print this out, I would just save it as a PDF. So if you wanted to send this to a client, maybe you can put your logo there, you can put your address details down the bottom, you can put this up on your website and people can download it, and you could have your contact details in there. It's like a free calendar, something to give away for free, but it's only costing you time, it's not costing you, like, you're not going to print this, right? So it's not really going to cost you any money. We'll click File, Save as PDF. So let me just do that again. Go to File, Save as Adobe PDF, and then click Save here. And it's going to convert this now into a PDF file. So now we've got a nice PDF. Let's close down the Word document. And now we've got this nice PDF file. And if we check it, we can see it's pretty small file size, right? It's got some nice images in there, but the file size for the Microsoft Word and the PDF are pretty much the same. So the PDF, I'll normally email that to someone or upload it to my website, and then people can download it, print it out, and normally I'll put like maybe my contact details at the bottom. I'm giving away something, but it's a nice little tool to promote your business, or you could put your YouTube channel down there or something. You could have pictures, thumbnails from like your YouTube channel, whatever you want to do. It's entirely your choice, right? So we've done a few months here. Really, this last month we would have to put the dates in correctly, but you should be able to do that yourself now, and you should be able to go ahead and create the PDF version of this calendar. So that's how you go about creating a calendar using Microsoft Word. I hope you find this tutorial useful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next DCP Web tutorial.